Is your mic hot? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Why do they say check?
I've never understood that.
Or this. Why do they
Just
do
1,
that?
2, 3. I figured that people doing that just can't count any higher than 3. Checks in the mail. I don't have any checks.
I wish.
My checks are dead in the water. Well, what do we got? Are we hot? Yeah. It's 7:01, and
been hot.
I
I
wonder
just-
if
I
the
need
people are out there listening. Anybody listen before we get on the air? You think? I bet I
Hopefully,
can say nasty words and they would call, right?
they can't hear us.
Nasty words. See, I said it.
Well, the 3
I
days.
said I could say nasty words and they would call.
Well,
It is.
Nasty words.
it all depends. Now, it all depends on you because
Oh.
you've got the controls. But yeah, during the first 5-6 minutes when Lee's got the cameras turned on and stuff,
Uh-huh.
I think the first 3 days of this week, I'm watching y'all.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Trying to figure out what y'all
Did
are
we say
talking about.
anything nasty?
Nah.
Okay. Lip readers out there anywhere?
Well, very soon I'm going to do a new reel for us.
A new reel?
A reel for us.
I
And
got a
I'm
bunch of
going
reels.
to
I'm going to sell some of
download
them
it.
too since I don't need them anymore.
So before we go live, it'll play out like a little short movie clip or whatever for us. Yeah, don't even look at me.
I don't have a clue what she's saying. Gone with the Wind or something classic like Dirty Harry.
No, I mean,
Oh, there we go.
Hang 'em high.
We could do a clip with Dirty Harry. Oh, the
Well,
punk thing.
Yeah.
I need to
Did
take
I
some
fire?
pictures.
Do you feel lucky, punk? Did I fire 5 times or 6?
I'm gonna tell you what. I felt lucky this morning coming in. I walked in the door. He goes, "Good morning." I was like, "Is it?" It was Daytona 500 out there this morning, and I almost got hit and had to swerve into another lane.
By the way, we're hot guys. Did you know that? Has left the room, and North Carolina slammed the door on her as she was leaving. Bye, good riddance, Aaron.
See ya.
Can we revisit the Salem witch trials? I was thinking about that last night. Maybe we could have a coastal hurricane burn.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh,
Hey, Good Friday football. I'm Rayford Brown with tickets in hand, ready to cheer on the Cardinals and Jacksonville Highs that take on West Carteret tonight. Joining me are 2 other Cardinals.
Chris Marks, class 76.
Lee Barrows, and I did wear my Cardinal shirt because we were all going to wear them this morning.
I got to wear mine this afternoon. Tonight.
I have a reason.
And I don't want to wash it. But this is good enough. It's red, right?
Yes, it is
Red, right, in return.
You wear red on Fridays. Remember, everyone deployed. That's what the whole thing started as red.
Yep, everyone deployed and
Yes.
all first responders,
Yeah.
the lawmen out there.
Usually, we have to get some blue with a thin line on it and pick a day to wear those to honor first responders. and
Blue
law
as in Blue
enforcement.
State.
No, it's just. I'm not even gonna go.
Well, the American Red Cross appreciates
Yes.
us wearing red because they
Yes.
called to book me yesterday, and I told them we wear red.
Yep.
For a different reason, and I gave her the reason. And she thought that was very beautiful.
Yeah. We do the red. We do the red.
And one of our longtime listeners, Chris, she's also a Cardinal.
Oh, I like Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, I got to
She
get
just-
Chris in here. She's got stories to tell.
Yeah, she said she'd come in, but she works in the
Well,
morning.
so what? She can get an hour off.
Not at the, no,
At the-
not
at
where
the
she
license.
works.
Well,
We
put it-
need her there.
Let's put it this way. There are holidays. Labor Day is one coming up.
Okay.
Chris,
You
you're
hear that,
booked.
Chris?
You're booked, Chris. Come on, Chris.
You got to keep her in the country first.
Yeah. She's hanging around other places like Greece and wherever.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's terrible, Chris, that we're tracking you. Do you feel like you're being stalked? Got to give it to officials, the National Hurricane Center, the National Weather Service, and most of all, to the residents and tourists who evacuated when it was recommended to take action this week, just in case. Y'all need to remember this for the next one that threatens us: better safe than sorry. Becoming complacent now that Aaron has left without creating too much mayhem can be a bad thing. If Aaron had veered even a few degrees to the left on her track just a few days out, the story today would be much different. And as great as the team at the Hurricane Center is, they should take a bow, by the way. It's like bear hunting. Sometimes the bear gets the hunter. This time, the team has a bearskin rug to be proud of. Not a lot of talk right now about what other systems are out there in the Atlantic. They're systems. They're not tropical systems. They're not storms. They're not depressions. They're not hurricanes. Disturbance 1, we're watching. It will likely develop into a depression this weekend. We'll know more after that happens. No need to play guessing games. Plenty of other folks who get their jollies are doing just that. I mean, somebody posted yesterday somewhere, because Robbie read it, because we got Drew down in Miami, said, Miami's going to get hit by what? The plague?
Some rain.
Sunshine. That's what they get hit with every day.
Yes.
They did get hit with something we'll talk about later.
Oh, yes.
Did they get shots for it?
An Obama judge decided to
Oh, yeah.
stick their nose where it don't belong.
Well, let's talk about it.
He's closed Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Alligator Alcatraz.
Alligator, right. And then take these people home with you, Judge. Have a good time.
Yeah.
Have a really good time. So that's what I can say about it.
You know, I tell people this at a lot of other organizations I belong to, and I don't mind problems coming up. But if you bring me a problem, you better have a solution.
I've always said that. I said, you know what? I will discuss things. If you got better ways of doing it than I have, I am wide open for suggestions. One thing that always irritated me when I was in that decision-making process, I would ask for suggestions for do whatever. How do we handle this? Almost never anybody popped up with anything, you know? And then I said, okay, well, then we're going to have to do it my way. And so I set up the process and do it, and then start getting complaints. Do you have a better solution? If you do, please come forward with it. Well, maybe. Well, what about if we do this? I said, have you thought it through? Let's think it through. And invariably, they hadn't thought it through. It just sounded like a good idea. Let's take Thursdays off. Okay. Who's going to work? What do you mean? Who's going to work? We take it off. Yeah, good. Who's going to work? We're a 24/7 news operation. Sorry, Bubba. That just doesn't work out that well. And as you say, the biggest thing is, I've got a problem out here, and we ought to do something about that problem. And well, help me out with it. Come to me with a complaint, a problem, but just whether it will work or not. And if you got friends you want to bring in with you, let's talk about it. See if we can't come to a solution and work out a solution. And sometimes they would. After a period of time, those who had been there for a while would get the idea. And they had great suggestions. My God, it's not my way or the highway. It's just let's get her done. Do something.
Absolutely.
I saw a story a couple days ago about a police officer in Kinston that was a little disturbing when I read it, being arrested for larceny. Not a whole lot of details. In fact, pretty much none at the time. Yesterday, we had a chance to learn a little bit more. The now ex-cop and an he should remain forever, is accused of stealing money from a man involved in a car crash in May a year ago. The ex-cop, DeConte, Jones, was arrested by the State Bureau of Investigation after the agency completed its investigation after the Lenoir County District Attorney's Office brought the case to their attention. Okay, according to warrants issued for Jones, he had taken $940 from Isaiah Johnson, who police say he was in a stolen car when he crashed into another car, killing 29-year-old Samad Williams. Johnson has pending charges for second-degree murder and possession of a stolen vehicle from that crash. First of all, I hope the DA will modify those charges. Second degree, no.
Okay.
Felony murder, yes. He was in the commission of committing a felony. What was a felony? He stole a car, trying to get away. That's a felony. You kill anyone in the process of committing a felony or trying to get away from a felony you've committed, brings along the punishment and called needle time. That's what should be done in a case like that. I hopefully that DA will pick up on that aspect of it. Well, Wednesday, Jones was charged with theft from that person, the guy who was driving the car. Jones was charged with theft by the investigating officers. And according to the police, the officer, now X, was charged with theft from the person and altering, destroying, or stealing criminal evidence. The police chief, Keith Goyette, says Jones was fired following an internal investigation. I don't know whether that internal investigation came before or after the DA's requested the SBI investigate. Jones was released from custody after posting a $5,000 bond. If it's true, I would hope that it would not be. But it sounds like if the DA and the police chief and the SBI have been investigating, he's got a they got a pretty solid case against him. There may be some extenuating circumstances. We don't know. You cannot. There was a case in Wilmington where a guy at a crime scene took money from the dead victim while going through during the investigation. Nobody else was there because he was the crime scene guy. Everybody else was out. He found money and he took it.
That'll get you fired.
That'll get you arrested too.
Yeah.
Get you convicted because that's you can't do that's thievery, and thievery from a dead person, a murder victim is like, come on. And in this case, from the guy who's alleged to have committed the crimes, he's stealing from him. Oh.
Well, Chris brought it up this morning, and had seen maybe 30 seconds of an interview they did with a woman last night who's a chairwoman of this Defund the Kinston Police campaign. Yeah. Her name is Rosita Cox, and her quote on him being fired was, DeQuante was one of the cops that people liked and warmed up to because he's from here. He's a person of color. It was really shocking. I will say it's interesting to see who they choose to discipline.
Okay, so, and I'm glad, Lee, thank you for reading that.
She's screaming, she's playing the race card. I'm sorry, that's racism.
Well, she's chairwoman of the committee to defund the police, and now she is defending this officer.
And she wants a black police department, and that's all.
Well, he's African American,
yep.
And she also went on to say he's the type of police officers that we need here in Kinston.
So this is okay for him to do this.
Well, if you go back to some of the previous stories where she has protested and gone in front of the city council or commissioners who it would have.
Because the police were doing their job?
Yeah.
I think, Chris, didn't it start with a story where the police were arresting someone and there was a punch thrown or something, and they were accusing the Kinston Police Department of using excessive force, which was proved they didn't by the videos that were produced, the body cams. But that's how all that defund the police started.
And she started it. And now, even though he's been fired, he's been arrested, indicted.
He's going to possibly go to jail.
She is saying this is the type of person. Lee had the quote there.
Because he's liked by the community.
Well, she said
John Dillinger was liked by a lot of people.
She says even though she believes he was singled out, he still needs to do his job and be held accountable. Knowing DeQuante, knowing he was a person who everyone respected, it hurts even more. We need officers like DeQuante to do his job.
How would you not feel betrayed? As an ex-cop, I feel betrayed.
Yes.
By a guy in blue.
He brought shame.
Doing this that they're accusing him of doing. He hasn't been tried, so I'm not going to convict him. But there is a lot of probable cause here, which is now becoming evidence here. Goes from probable cause to investigation to evidence. I'm looking at a lot of evidence here.
And he could be innocent, He's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Maybe there never was that money. I don't know the full story of it.
But for her, see, this side of my mouth, I got this side of my mouth. Is she talking out of both of them?
Yep,
Or is it just me?
she is.
He should be held accountable.
Whatever fits her narrative.
Yeah.
Shame on her.
Give us your thoughts, 910-333-0139, because we have guests coming in today.
We
right?
do.
Yeah.
Got some
Later
guests coming in about
Nice.
8:00.
Yes.
We got the chairman, the new director of the EOC,
Yeah, emergency operations.
and the deputy director of the
I'm
EOC. They're both
excited.
in here
Yes.
this morning. Yay.
Yes, they have a lot of new things that they've implemented,
Lots of stuff
And,
going on. I'm like, holy
especially
cow.
with the 911 center. So I'm anxious to hear about them.
Yeah, 911 center is just part of what they're involved in, of course.
Because I'm sorry, Rayford, go ahead.
No.
I'll tell Lee. No, good.
Good.
Right.
I didn't have
Remember when we left this yesterday, you two were trying to figure out the person's name.
Oh, he
I got it.
he got it.
I
He
knew
got
you.
it.
I knew you.
He
The
he
way I-
looked it up this morning because he couldn't remember.
The way I remember who this gentleman's name is.
That was confusing. Don't even.
Because he uses his middle name. It's Brad or Bradley. And a good friend of mine
I
passed
remember
away. Uh,
him well.
Was named Gordon Bradley. This
Knew his
gentleman's name is
son.
Gordon Bradley Kinlaw. So Gordon Bradley was, well, there's also an officer there who's still Gordon Bradley. He's with the sheriff's office, I think, now. He was with PD.
So
it
you
was
do
a- it
all
was a
of that, and
grandson.
we're like, what?
I know you are. I go around in circles, but I get there. I know what I'm talking
No,
about.
wait a minute. Going back to that,
Sometimes I'll talk to myself.
Gordon Bradley retired from JPD.
Yes.
He has a son, Gordon Bradley Jr. Do you remember? Now, who is the? No, I'm going to ask you that later because it's going to get too confusing. But no, I'm anxious to have our guest in. And usually, when you tell me who they are,
You write them down.
I write them down, and but at that time you didn't give me full names, and it's okay.
I do.
But what I do is I research them, so when I put up the description for today, I can list this is their this is their name, this is where they work,
Yeah.
they're part of this, blah blah blah.
Well,
But we got it all worked
The
out. this
deputy
morning.
director, too, is Stacy Miles.
Well, yes, I just said from the EOC because
I love it.
That was her research. Stacy, by the way, is the deputy director, a nice lady,
Mhm.
and she's the one that is the liaison, the coordinator between the Onslow Amateur Radio Club. That's why we know her so well,
yes,
and EOC.
yes,
The club works hand in hand and with EOC, and especially
Sure.
this time of year, all eyes are on the tropics. So we're very, very involved in what's going on there.
yes. Norman Bryson, when he was the director, he used to come in quite a bit
Yep.
on our show and let us know everything that was going on. So
Mhm.
it's going to be nice now to have the new director.
Yes,
come
it
in.
is.
It's me in
Very
Kingston.
nice.
Did he go to Kingston?
Yes, he's in Kingston
Okay.
now.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Chris said maybe Labor Day. Okay.
What?
Chris,
Chris.
our
Chris
friend
from
Chris.
Greece.
She said maybe
Greece.
Labor Day.
You guys got to narrow this Chris thing down. We got a Chris. We got a Chris Papa Top. We got Chris from DMV. We've got Chris.
And my middle name is Chris.
No, it's not. We'll tell you what your real name is in a minute. I thought that Onslow County finally had a way of dealing with some of the crooks that come from before the court system. I figured they had a plan. Plan was simple. Forget about sending the bad guys to some small but nice and clean prison cell. There's a drainage culvert just outside the courtroom that needs to be cleaned out from time to time. It would give bad men a taste of what it's like to actually get down and deal with the trash and debris that even good citizens dump into our storm drains. But a state wildlife enforcement officer ruined the best laid plans of the district attorney and the Superior Court judges. He removed a living, breathing alligator from that culvert outside the courthouse and relocated that poor boy back into the New River. What a shame. What a wasted opportunity. Imagine an inmate coming face to snout with a hungry reptile, a survivor from when other dinosaurs perished, managing to get back to the street outside the courthouse, begging for some quality time in Central Prison. The stories that he could share with other bad people, best deterrent ever.
Well, I understand, Rafer. He had a case in court.
Yeah.
He was making his way there.
As a defendant?
Well, he might have been representing himself. He was wearing alligator shoes.
Mm-hmm. What kind of belt did he have on?
Alligator.
Well, maybe I heard tell that Onzo was going to build a alligator,
Moat?
yeah, around the jailhouse, which includes the courthouse, all that, so
Mm-hmm.
we had an alligator Alcatraz.
Have their own alligator alley.
I thought I'll post the pictures later today, and I'll give credit to Robin Bright for taking the pictures.
Mhm.
So,
There we go.
Yeah.
give her
There we
credit
go.
for it. She
We
sent me
got some
pictures
fun,
of
folks.
it.
We've just been talking about them.
I just so did it come up because of the rain event?
Don't know why.
I mean, it's little. I mean, they're down there.
There are
The
no
new
gators
river's
down
right
there.
Gators do what they want. I don't argue with them.
I
I
got
see when I go the other way.
I got pictures of an alligator on the dock down there, the boat dock at the marina. He was staring at my boat. And early in the mornings when I would go there to walk down to the dock,
Yeah.
There are no lights there except one area light, and it's dim. And you would hear as you walk towards the dock, splash, a big splash. Gator jumps off the dock, slips off the dock to the end of the water.
I mean, we've got gators.
Oh, we
here.
got
I
lots
mean,
of gators here.
One I know at North Shore bathes all the time.
You talking about in the golf course?
On the golf course where I'm going to take you.
They like golf balls.
Yeah, but then they can have them.
They look like golf eggs. Gator eggs.
Yeah. So on this particular par 3, if you happen to hit it near the alligator, you have your choice of taking a drop and a penalty, or go try to hit your ball, which I choose the other one.
That works for me. Not a problem there. Okay, let's do a little quick weather here before we get to our guests here this morning. Hurricane Aaron continues to lift toward the northeast, away from our coast, but significant coastal impacts in the form of very dangerous seas, life-threatening surf and rip currents, as well as significant beach erosion, and areas of overwash will continue through today before gradually diminishing this weekend. Small craft advisory remains in effect through late Sunday night, offshore out to 20 nautical miles. You don't need to do that. Northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming northeasterly 5 to 10 this afternoon. Seas 5 to 7 feet, 2 to 4 near shore. 6-footers at 13-second intervals. By the way, will make boating treacherous. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop this afternoon. Tomorrow, easterly winds 5 to 10, seas coming down 4 to 6, 2 to 3 near shore. Probably some Spanish near the beach there if you can get out through the inlet, but be very careful before you take that trip. It can be a little bit sloppy going through that inlet. Sunday, easterly winds 5 to 10, seas 4 to 6. Again, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers a light chop. There we go. I found your mic.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Check.
Chris was tempting me. Today, partly sunny with a high near 85, northeast wind around 6 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 66. Saturday, partly sunny with a high near 85. Sunday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, cloudy with a high near 83.
Looking kind of nice. The other systems, there's absolutely no reason to talk about them now because there's no direction of travel. There's nothing that they know anything about them. They are systems, meaning they have nothing organized as yet. So they could fail, go away, do whatever, develop. The only one that they think at this point in time will become a depression over the weekend. At that point in time, we can look at it because it will have rotation and it will have a direction of travel. Right now, it's wandering.
But you know what, Rayford?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not scared because we've got the best emergency operations center in the state.
Yeah, and hopefully they just don't
Right
have
here
to
in
do
Onslow
anything.
County.
Stacy Miles, Deputy Director, and we have a brand new. You've been around for a while. Come on over this way.
Gotcha.
You go by Bradley or Brad?
Bradley.
Bradley. Good. That makes it even easier for me, doesn't it? Bradley Kinlaw, welcome aboard. Welcome to Onslow County.
Glad to be here.
You've been here for what, about 3-4 months now?
Yeah, 4 months.
Yeah, okay, good. So came up here from Bladen County. The pressure there was getting to you with all those storms that you had, flooding you had there a lot,
Sure.
didn't you? Oh, wow. So what made you come to Onslow?
I just looking for another challenge, looking to grow in my profession and my career, and see new things. And
So
always wanted to be in a beach community. So here we are.
be careful what you wish for, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, well, I'll just have to say hi to a fellow ham.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've been licensed for about a year now or something?
Several years.
Several years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Welcome to the ham hood. Oh. Our former police chief here in Jacksonville, he sent us this over the weekend. I thought it was about as appropriate as you could get here, so that might become the club mascot. We'll see. Anyway, and Stacy Brown's deputy director, been around here for a while, and a close liaison with the amateur radio club.
Correct.
So that's good. We do appreciate what you do. And we understand that 6th of September, we get back into our digs.
Well, as far as the EOC,
Yeah.
we're in there right now. We never actually left.
I'm talking about the club.
Oh yes,
We got a meeting this
Yes.
Okay.
yeah,
So-
we are open. All of the rooms are put together and
Bigger and better than ever, right?
bigger and better than ever.
Yay. We're looking forward to it. We talk about it pretty much every time any of us are talking. So that's good. We're looking forward to that. Bradley, the work of a DOC director and the deputy director all goes hand in hand. But we have some challenging areas here to deal with, but it's not all hurricanes. It seems like tornadoes are a threat here, and severe thunderstorms, and getting to be more and more often. I'm not sure if it's a cycle or what's going on, but I get a lot of alerts to one of my NOAA weather radio stations, because I've got several radios here. A big house.
Yes.
I don't know where I'm going to be. So, you guys work hand in hand with the folks of the Weather Service, of course, because most of the issues that we deal with, that you have to deal with, are emergencies, happen to be weather related.
Yes, sir.
But there are other things that you have to get involved with too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're kind of behind the scenes of a lot of things that are not weather related, such as chemical spills and releases and missing persons. And,
Yeah. Forest fires,
yeah.
major
Wildfires,
fires.
absolutely. And some civil unrest things that we emergency managers especially get behind the scenes of to help coordinate.
Yeah. So you guys, what kind of staff do you have? And does 911 center, the dispatchers come under you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you've got all them too.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
As a prior law enforcement guy, I came to learn to love those people, because when they're doing their job and you're all out there alone, way down in the sticks somewhere like
Yes,
I
sir.
was, but it was good to have a voice
Absolutely.
and somebody who could respond very quickly and could understand us when we're yelling.
Yeah, that was nice.
Thought I cleared your ears.
I have a question, Rayford. I'm just a little confused over titles. Are you the director
Emergency Services Director.
of emergency service, and what is your title?
Deputy director.
Deputy director. Okay.
You got it.
Yeah, God, I just wanted to make sure we had that straight.
And I'll follow that up with this question. So I see a lot, especially if I see fire or rescue squads going somewhere. There's a gray Onslow County Emergency Services vehicle. Does that fall under your realm?
Yes.
And are they there to just kind of oversee, make sure everything is going as?
That is our EMS supervisors, and they are dispatched to certain
They don't go
no, they don't. Right. Certain calls that may require additional personnel or additional equipment that they carry that are not carried on ambulances.
It's wonderful.
Such as blood.
Such as what?
Blood?
Oh, blood.
Yes.
You know what I thought he said? Bullets.
That's what I tried to say too.
I heard bullets too, and I don't have headphones.
EMS has been issued bullets today, 500 rounds per vehicle.
Do y'all have a
Just
brand
kidding.
new like EMS vehicle that it looks sort of like an SUV or a van or something? It's blue.
We have a black one.
Maybe it was black, but one came by me yesterday, and I have to say it's beautiful. It was really beautiful vehicle.
We need one.
Yeah. I thought it had blue on it though, but all I saw was Onslow County, and it had the lights on it, so it must have been the black one. But that was a sharp-looking vehicle. I was like, wow, new.
They have a new decal stripe job that's got the county brand on it, and
Oh, that's
yes,
what it was.
it's a very
It's
beautiful.
Bradley, the people that drive that vehicle, I'm making the assumption that it's not one person that has to do all this, but is it just specific calls that they're going to respond to, or Stacy?
Yes, so the battalion chief and the captains are spread out throughout the county.
Right.
When certain calls come in, whoever is the closest among those three is the one who will respond to that specific call. They'll work a 12-hour shift, so that same person is going to be on that unit for an entire 12 hours. But we have 4 shifts, so different people are driving the vehicles each day and each night.
As the director, you came here. Obviously, when you show up, it's not just to walk into the job and do the same thing that's been done before. Any changes that you're making or have made?
I've spent the last 4 months just trying to understand the Onslow County way and how
Sure.
things are done here, because every county, every jurisdiction does things a little bit different for the same goal. And with such a large operation, it's taken
I can
4
imagine.
months, and I'm still trying to understand and wrap my head around the Onslow way and how each division does things and how they're successful in this community doing them that way.
No beach rescues in Bladen County, right?
No, well, we did have White Lake, and we may get 1 or 2
I
rescues.
forgot
a
about
year.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So yeah, no major changes yet. But hey, they do things great. So we're just I'm just following in line and again just trying to understand exactly how they do it and why they do it. Different from what I'm used to, and I think that's super important because again, every community is different, and has different needs. And,
Now, when I get ready to dial
different
911,
politics.
when I get ready to dial 911 today, if I put this thing on live telephone, so they can look at me and I can show them what this wreck looks like out here, is that in place yet?
Yes, sir.
Well, how's it working?
So far, so good as far as I know.
Have you had anybody use the video service yet to call in?
I do not know.
How about, and I noticed you also have text capabilities
They do, yes.
where I can text 911. Excellent.
So a typical situation similar to had Erin done something that unfortunately she didn't. How long are you at the EOC for a typical situation like this?
It really depends on the storm. Every
Right.
storm's got its own personality. If you look at some of our previous hurricanes, 2-3 days max. Pretty much the operations would start winding down, and we would move to just day shift operations, supporting recovery. Florence was a little different, obviously, a lot larger impacts to the county. Myself and some of the other staff were at the EOC for over 10 days. Before we sort of rolled back in that day-to-day operation at that point. So it kind of depends on what we're anticipating, and it'll also depend on what we actually receive.
Now, the EOC is just kind of like its own little community at that point in time, right?
It is. We're self-sufficient.
Self-contained, yeah, there you go.
Even more so now,
Mhm.
thanks to the construction. We're self-sufficient. We're self-powered. So if the county loses power, we'll operate for 8 days. Self-sufficient, fully generated. Both the new building, the old building, and now the EMS bays are all generated. So we've got fuel plans in place to refuel the generator, and if it's a catastrophic storm, we can work with the state to get fuel in here through other means. If we
National
can't drop
Guard
it in.
works well.
They do, yes. We use them quite a bit in Florence.
I've
so-
seen that happen before, so that's always a good plan. Their trucks can go places other trucks cannot go too.
They can. We're fortunate where we live. We had not only the National Guard, but the Marine Corps come out and helped us out as well. So our back parking lot was a lot of military vehicles, but we were very happy to have
We
them.
live in a great community for that.
We do, yes.
That's one of the advantages you'll find around here that you did not have in Bladen. No, you get the National Guard to assist the state folks, but when the federal troops come in, they've got plans for everything.
Good.
So that's always a plus. So how many dispatchers do you have all total?
It's
911 center.
about 6 or 7 per shift.
Mhm.
We just got 2 new positions with the budget, so we're working on getting those
Okay.
hired up here in the next month or so. But about 6 or 7 per shift, and then again 4 shifts. They work 12-hour shifts.
That's that can be a short time, but it also can be a very long period of time, depending on the traffic during that particular shift.
Yes,
Do they rotate shifts or do they stay on the same shift?
they stay on the same shift for the most part.
Some people like midnights, don't they?
Yeah.
All right, Bradley, a question for you. So in the event of an event, who makes the call to you that says go into action, or is it you that makes that call?
Yeah, overall, I have the authority to make that call, and certainly, depending on the situation, I'm going to reach out to managers and commissioners and make them aware, if nothing else, and seek their guidance if we need to, if it's some sort of different type event. But if it's something we deal with, tornadoes, hurricanes, we're just going to jump right in and make it happen. And
Sometimes the politicians, like the mayor, the county commissions, and whatever, they have to declare a state of emergency
that's correct.
for local.
Sure.
If the state does it, we fall into the state at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah, but either one of us, we can jump in, we can activate the EOC and get it going until such time we get the state of emergency signed, which is kind of the official declaration that we're going to be in an operation, if you will.
Well, I have a question. Is the EOC actually the ones that are responsible for the code red alerts?
It depends.
Because that's changed a lot lately over the last year, I say, because we used to get cold red alerts for most everything, and now I very seldom ever get one.
So we just recently redid our contracts. We've got a new company we're working with.
Okay.
It's given us some more functionality that we didn't have in the past.
Very good.
And I think we're able to tailor a little bit. So the county will push messages across the county, but each of the municipalities has sort of their own jurisdiction
Right,
that
yes.
they push messages in as well. And they also give people the opportunity to sign up for things like newsletters from Parks and Rec or, some of the other public works if you're in one of the municipalities. So there's what you're getting is going to depend on where you live in the county and,
Right.
and what all you sign
Well,
up
I
for.
live in the city, so I get city alerts, but I used to get county alerts for like severe thunderstorms coming up. The only thing I get from the county now is flash flood warnings, which I haven't gotten many of those in quite a while. I went back in there and I reset my whole thing because I knew you were trying to go with a different company or something, but Code Red is a great service.
It is.
Great service.
It is. So ours is, of course, called Alert Onslow. But all we did was switch from Code Red to a company called Regroup.
Okay.
I will definitely check and see if there have been alerts that have been pushed out that it's not pushing. The National Weather Service has changed a little bit of how they push alerts as well.
Yes.
Just because I think some people were getting a little inundated with alerts. So they're trying to really refine and make sure that they're pushing out the most important alerts to people.
It has changed now because I just clicked on that on your page and it's still saying Code Red and now it says Onslow County Alert Onslow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm putting a link on our pages here for anyone that's interested in signing up for this. It's a great service. It really is.
Rayford, don't you have something to do with the EOC with Ham?
Yeah, the amateur radio club, of course, we've got a lot of folks who are everything from sky warners, observers, to weather spotters for the National Weather Service. And I think all of us have been trained in that now, certified in it at the club, except the brand newbies. And one of those is coming on strong. She takes her test in a
She's
couple
a hit.
weeks. She's a hand in training. So we've got a kind of a widespread network, and we're always doing some our own training programs. We do one every Thursday night on the air, and we got one coming up. And you're familiar with the problem with if all the repeaters die, you got short range line of sight with the VHF communications. Just motors understand that stuff, but VHF, which is what primarily the point-to-point communications are. If a repeater dies, the good thing is we got multiple repeaters in this community that we can switch around to. Power goes out on everything. We don't know what that will be. So we've been playing with something and on some of the HF bands, high frequency bands, that we like to work and talk to people all over the world on. You can't talk to somebody 5 miles away. I've had one of the club members and I, we were both talking to a guy in Houston. We couldn't talk to each other. He lived to Southwest and I was here. Our stuff wouldn't reach each other. So we've been playing with an antenna system called NIBIS. Are you familiar with that?
No, sir.
Okay. It's where we actually mount our antennas on 40 meters. It goes a long ways. We mount them about 10 feet off the ground, horizontal. And if you put a wire, the idea is it'll bounce off the ground and shoot straight up and come straight back down. Therefore, you got a blanket coverage for about 400 miles. We're going to be playing in October. I'm going to change the system on mine to try it. I'm going to add a wire underneath it as a reflector, like you would have on a beam, then normally horizontal. I'm going to have it underneath to help shoot that thing back up to the ionosphere and straight down again. So that's one of the little things that we work on.
Yes.
So, you might want to get involved in that one, or at least as an observer, be out there and about. And we got to get Stacy a ticket too, because she needs to be able to talk to us
Absolutely.
in ham talk.
I don't know that I can do in-ham talk, but I have you all at my EOC to do
Yes,
the
sir.
talking.
And that's the whole point. We are at the EOC. We have had for years, a long time, a full station there that we can go and operate in and, get things. And the idea there is we don't have to try to get a runner to go from wherever we are to there to do whatever. We just walk into the EOC and to the dispatcher, whoever the contact is, and give them the information if there's something going on. And they can give us the same thing.
Yeah.
Give an operator the same thing. So we have operation there. And a year ago, the then public safety director, chief of police, was at our field day, and he asked if we could set up one in there because I guess during Florence there were some problems. Some systems went down, and PD's emergency operations center could not talk to the county emergency operations center. So we now have set up at the PD. We have a station right there with them, just in case. So
We had a lot of communication issues during Florence.
Yeah.
Ham radio is one of the ways where we're working around that now, but we've also created some talk groups on our 800 megahertz
Right.
system that are direct to the EOC. But I live in a world of redundancy, so
Yeah.
I always like
Bingo.
having backups to the backups.
yeah. If sometimes a single point of failure, when it fails, it's a disaster.
Yes.
So that's what we're there for, is to do things that are not normal.
Well,
As
and
Bradley does, we're hams for a reason. We like to experiment.
we have one of you in each of our shelters as well, so we don't lose communications with them. And then I know the North Carolina Emergency Management Eastern Branch Office and the state also have ham radio, so it sort of provides that statewide communication capability.
And we also have in Miami at a place called the National Hurricane Center. They have a ham station set up there. They did a drill recently, and I was talking to them from here, so I kind of easily reach Miami. That's chump change, and they operate too during those times. It's always interesting to have direct communications and not count on these things called cellular phones. good luck.
Yes.
Batteries wear out, generators stop. Things are kind of bad. But you guys are totally self-sufficient now with redundancy. That's good.
Yes.
And I understand from previous communications that even aboard Camp Lejeune, they can take over like police communications in external link, or we can handle their comms or whatever.
So the 911 center has backup plans,
Okay.
And they can operate statewide. So a good example would be in Hurricane Helene, when it impacted Western North Carolina. Our dispatch center was actually helping with some of the dispatches for one of the Western counties.
That's what I heard.
So it's sort of a statewide system amongst all of the 911 centers where they can help each other through various means. We're looking at ways always to make it more robust, more integrated. But it's pretty seamless most of the time that transfer will happen. We have taken calls for 911 for a little while they were having some power disruptions. Johnson County helped us out during Hurricane Florence when we had a little bit of a disruption. So it's a pretty seamless. Most of the citizens won't even notice that there's been a change.
So how do you keep up with I guess you will dispatch the vehicles in those counties as well. You can operate through their radios.
So what we did in Florence was Johnson County was actually taking the 911 calls.
Right.
And then through the radio system, they had portables in the 911 center. They were able to radio back and forth through statewide channels, through the Viper channels.
Got it.
Johnson County's dispatch would tell our dispatch where the call was, what it was, how it was coding out in the CAD system. And then our dispatchers could then on the radio system still dispatch because our 800 did not have any disruption. So we just managed the radio traffic and the radio systems, and we still did the tracking in-house. But the 911 calls were actually being picked up by Johnston County.
I love great communications. It's might be confusing, but y'all don't have to follow how it works. You just have to know that it does work, and you got backups. I like that. That's good stuff.
I do have to say, Stacy, you were talking about your website. Y'all just must have recently updated this website.
The county website?
Yes, for the EOC, I just went in there and I have found so many cool things. You've got a weather website. You click on that and you've got weather stations around the county.
Mm-hmm.
And I just clicked on one and I can actually click on some of this and get the gauges for the rivers where they're at as far as height and so the precipitation forecast, radar, tropical force winds, the weather, peak storm surge watches and warnings. This is something new that's on your website that I've never seen before.
We've had it up there probably about a year now.
Is it?
We're always looking to add additional features to help the citizens stay informed and be better able to inform themselves. So
it's the local weather monitoring and it's pretty neat. You've got the Onslow County EOC weather station, Richlands, Sneeze Ferry, and Swansboro weather station.
Yeah.
And then the watches and warnings dashboard. So this is pretty cool. I like it.
So I have a question for Bradley since you came from Bladen County.
Yes, sir.
Did you enjoy your ride of Onslow County and go? How big? Did you know how big Onslow County was when you just started your ride around?
Bladen's one of the biggest counties in the state, so I'm used to having to ride.
You don't have any traffic lights there.
Right. I'm just used to not riding it, from 60 miles across the county in this traffic. Yeah, that's been the difference. Where I'm used to, it taking 15 minutes to get 20 miles. It's a lot longer.
The smallest county in the state of North Carolina, New Hanover, is worse
Yes.
than the largest county is. It's like you can't get there from here. And today, they got plenty of motels. You can spend the overnight just so you can go from Castle Lane to Carolina Beach. It's like, really?
So hypothetically speaking, in New Hanover County, when they had that gas explosion, is that something that EOC would have responded to?
We would have definitely had some of our emergency management staff and probably some of our fire staff there to help the primary jurisdiction in any way we could with evacuations or sheltering. Or,
Did you help get the gator out of the
Culvert
away from the
yesterday?
courthouse?
Gator got one of the storm drains or something. They had to
You
get it
didn't
out
hear about
yesterday.
over at the
I
courthouse
thought they should
yesterday.
leave it there, as a deterrent.
Told you he was late for court.
Yeah.
Shortcutting it.
One of the things that some folks don't understand is something called mutual aid. There will be times when there's a significant fire, whatever, in Jacksonville. Some parts of Jacksonville may not be totally protected at that time, but other stations, the volunteer stations and whatever, they're available. And sometimes in major fires that I've seen in the past, I've seen, what do you mean Lenore County is here helping doing what? Well, they're kind of taking over some of the areas just in case.
yes,
That's the way that works, is that right?
that's correct. Yeah, we saw some of that during the wildfire we had out in Hubert, Bear Creek area a couple months ago that we had to bring in the backfill is what we call it,
Mhm.
other folks to backfill.
Well, that's,
Right.
that's a good thing to have in place.
Absolutely, and then that same goes for EMS and law enforcement as well. When they're extremely busy with different things,
Mhm.
we'll do the same thing. We'll bring in other folks to backfill.
What's the biggest challenge that you have seen so far for Onslow County as an operations for EOC? In case you plan on things, worst case scenario, I'm sure that's what you look at. Plan for the worst, hope for the best.
Absolutely, yeah, always, and have a backup for that.
Well, good. But what do you see as maybe some area that needs to be addressed? A lot's been done here. I know communications have been very vital, and Stacy and others have been taking really good care of all of that. But are there any pitfalls that we need to know about that you're working on?
Wow, that's a very good question. They do, the staff here that this was here when I walked in, they're just doing a great job. And,
Mhm.
I think one of the things that we can do better and continue to do is continue to push this reverse 911 system
Mhm.
to this video to 911 center type thing to just make sure that everybody knows about it. And I think that's one of the
How would you like,
opportunities we have in front of us is find better ways, better opportunities, better options to push that stuff out to make.
I'm intrigued about the video. I don't know whether I'm assuming it's going to be a great thing. I'm sure it's been used at other places, and it's been studied to death by now.
Can we do a test run right now?
No, I don't need anybody coming knocking on the door.
Let's do a test run.
But I've had to answer too many of those test run calls. They weren't test runs, they're mistakes. How do you see it being used? What would be the greatest advantage of something like that these days?
Well, I think the biggest advantage of it is we are the dispatchers mainly, but us that are in the office that we can walk across the hall that we can see this and verify.
Mm-hmm.
We can verify, whatever the case may be. If it's a fire, we can see where the fire is, see how big it is, see where it's at in the building,
Mhm.
and we can relay that to the responding agencies and help. That helps them make different calls on: do I need mutual aid? Do I need some more, more fire trucks? Do I need more ambulances? And that's going to play right into a potential UAS program that the sheriff is really looking at to auto launch a drone, if you will. I don't want to steal his thunder, but
Get
that's
some
gonna,
eyes on the
it's gonna
sky.
play,
We
it's
had
gonna
him in
play
here
right.
a couple of weeks back, and he was talking about it. So
We're excited about that as well.
about that as well. Now, I'm thinking about something like, you get a few wreck calls a day around here.
Yeah.
A few.
Yes.
But if somebody who's not screaming and hollering into the telephone to get me some help out here, and we all know some of those individuals who scream and holler that don't know what they're talking about. A picture, if they could train their camera, their telephone on a scene without getting in the way of law enforcement or fire or EMS personnel.
Sure.
If they're the first on the scene, they can train and give you a picture of what that wreck actually looks like. I assume that would help you.
Absolutely.
So,
Another benefit to that, Rayford, is if you've got a family member at home and say they're unconscious, maybe they've stopped breathing, you can go on video. You could actually see and instruct us on CPR and stuff like that. You could do that, right?
you're doing it wrong type thing.
Well, the
Not around his
dispatchers,
throat, on his chest.
you know, the dispatchers are what we call emergency medical dispatch
Right.
trained. They've been able to do CPR and birthing instructions for years now. I think
Yes.
I've been here 23 years, and
Good gracious.
they've been doing it just about the whole time.
Right.
I think the video may give them the opportunity to see, you know, just what's going on in the scene to help relay that back to the responding EMS units. If it's a car wreck, it would or a house fire call. You know, in times of crisis, sometimes we're not the best communicators, especially if we're in the ones in the middle of the crisis. So the video opportunity will give the dispatchers just the ability to you know, weed through the crisis communications and see the actual events, and again better relay that to the responding fire, law enforcement, EMS, to make sure that we're getting the right assets to the right place at the right time.
Do you think it might cut down on some of the fake or misrepresented 911 calls that you get?
Well, every call is not going to be video. That's just an option that the citizens will have, depending on what's going on. So, you know, I don't know that it'll have a real impact on that. I think it's more of a tool in the chest to help aid with the calls that we do get that are legitimate. You know, they get a lot of accidental hang up calls.
Yep.
And
Dials.
butt dials and kids playing with the phones, and you know, and if we can't get somebody back, they'll send law enforcement out just to check and make sure it was an accidental call. So I don't know that video would help in that, but I think it's just going to lend us an opportunity, again, like I say, to improve the service and provide a better response.
Do you think our 910 area code creates some misdials, people dialing 911 and then the number?
Could.
Because it's going to go to 911 first.
It could. It could.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
I've heard people, those kinds of complaints in this 910 area code. So, oh, man. Well, do you get nuisance calls? Same people calling about stupid stuff all the time? God knows these days are still, I thought in the last 25 years this would have changed, but no. So, well, but let's talk about some of these calls that when your dispatchers get them, and you know that they figure out quickly it's time. We know who this is. This is Miss Jones down there, yada, yada, yada. She's always calling about the dog barking. There's no dog there. There are some penalties for placing nuisance phone calls to 911 too, or fake calls to 911.
Correct.
What kind of penalties are there? What do we do about it?
You know, if we can identify a trending issue with someone, then we can have our law enforcement friends come in and we can talk through the issues with them, and then they'll kind of do their thing. You know, we just provide them at the end of the day.
But there are criminal charges for doing it.
They're absolutely,
Okay. You can go to jail for it.
absolutely.
And I've seen a couple of them do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And they really got to be, you know, just fake.
Mhm.
You know, if they're in the gray area of a nuisance or whatever, you know, we try to steer clear of that. But they're just absolutely fake and tying up our lines.
Calling in a fake call
Yes.
to something here, there, whatever.
That definitely leans more law enforcement.
Right.
We do deal with repeat callers, and one of the assets we have available to us in the county is the community paramedic program. So if we start getting, you know, a lot of calls going to the same house for the same person, medical calls in particular, our community paramedics will get involved, and they work to try and identify, you know, what may be triggering that. They've been around They started about 10 or 12 years ago. They're a pretty robust program right now. They deal not only with, sort of drug overdoses and help them with that situation, but they do fall prevention. And they'll go in and work with, seniors who may be tripping a lot and need lift assists.
Yep.
And they will actually go in and assess their house and help identify sort of what those trip hazards were and how to, abate those to try and reduce the amount of trips. They are sort of a community resource. They know all of the other community partners. They've helped work with some of the volunteer organizations in the county to get wheelchair ramps built or walking ramps built for citizens who were, fallen, coming in or going out of their house with the steps. So they really work to try and connect the needs with the providers. It might not be something that they themselves provide, but working with public health, DSS, and a lot of the other community partners, they work to make those connections.
Is there somebody that, let's just say that a family knows they got a problem or would like somebody to come out to assist them, they call you? How did they find that? How did they get this attention?
Well, we have a couple of routes. The repeat calls on 911. DSS and public health will sometimes refer. We have doctors' offices that will also refer. They partner with a hospital as well, and then we also have the ability to connect sort of through our website. And reach out to us through a form that we would fill out to sort of find out, what the connection is that they need.
Okay, good. So guys, if you can go to the website here, EOC website, and track it down. I'm sure you can find it for community paramedics.
Yeah.
Chris,
Well, that's
I have
great.
some questions.
Yeah. So for my family, disaster planning, does the EOC do anything as far as classes or information to families to prepare for disaster?
I'm looking forward to working together.
Yeah, so we
Let's
go
figure
out.
where to start.
We go out a lot and do public presentations. So we've worked with the Boys and Girls Club. We work with a lot of the scouting programs. We go to the college. We've been to the Rotary. Really, any community group that invites us will come out and give a presentation, sort of talk about why we do what we do, and then sort of what the citizens need to think about for planning for their families. But, one of the things I always at the end of my presentation tell people is, when they start working on building their family plan, if they have questions, my office is always available. We're always happy to sit down. If you come into the EOC or, I come to your house, wherever, to really sort of work through some of those questions you may have with, developing your evacuation plan, developing your emergency supply kit, your communications plan, and sort of what that will look like.
Thank you.
Stupid thing popped up here. Okay, so I want to know more about any local hazards in my area. Where would I go to find out that information?
Couple of different places. The best one's going to be our website, obviously. I have actually I've taken what's called our multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan, which is where we actually do a threat assessment for the county. And we're looking at those hazards, everything from the flooding and the hurricanes, winter storms. We've got, in the past, we've had landslides, erosion, sinkholes in there. You've got tsunamis. So we really look at anything and everything that could impact Onslow County, and we sort of prioritize it as to, what is our most likely impacts? How bad are those impacts going to be? So really ranking sort of what our risk is. And when we're building that plan out, we really thoroughly research each of those hazards and how they've historically impacted Onslow County. So, tsunamis, even though it's in there, we've not really got a record of tsunamis, but the threat exists. and it could be damaging to
Such
Onslow
as
County.
earthquakes also.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So
there was an earthquake along a fault line. It happened about 125 years ago in Charleston.
yes,
And it was
Don't
on
be
a
talking it
It was on a fault that was moving, that came up in this direction. I don't know
Right, and we
how far
talked
it
something else.
comes.
well, the Puerto Rican Trench is going to be our real tsunami threat. That's going to be the primary source of where we would see one. But so we look at those when we do this 5-year update with FEMA, and sort of see if anything's changed. Do we need to add one? Do we need to take one away? Have we mitigated, that risk? But so we took the hazards that we identified and we've put them on the webpage. So those are the ones that are specific to Onslow County. So you're not going to see volcano. Because it's not a big threat for us. If you go to ReadyNC or ready.gov, which is FEMA's, you'll see volcano because obviously the United States does have, volcano risk. So we tried to focus in on the hazards that we identified specific to Onslow County. And by being multi-jurisdictional, it's not just the unincorporated areas of the county that we're looking at. We're including Swansboro, North Topsail Beach, Holly Ridge, Richlands, Jacksonville, and Surf City. Our plan now is a much larger plan. So it's Brunswick County, New Hanover County, Pender County, and Onslow County. So it's really looking, from Swansboro all the way down to the state line and incorporating all of the municipalities within each of the counties. But we still try to pull out sort of all of the Onslow County specific pages to make it a little more condensed for the citizens so they can read the actual plan, or they can just go to the individual hazard pages and sort of see what's pertinent to the county.
Whose decision overall was it to close the beach accesses during this storm, during Hurricane Aaron? You got me all messed up. Yeah, I mean, is it the EOC's responsibility to recommend those closings to the county manager, or how does that work?
Absolutely. We will recommend, based on the information we're getting from our direct sources at the Weather Service and other places, to recommend to the manager's office and to the
Limit
Parks and
access.
Rec department.
Yeah.
And when we did the same thing again yesterday, it's time to open them back up. Or when is it time to open them back up? So Stacy went and pulled a bunch of data yesterday afternoon, and we had a conversation with the manager's office in Parks and Rec, who were in communication with North Topsail Beach, so we could do a unified opening this morning, I think, of the beaches.
Who makes the decisions to close the schools in case of bad weather? Do you make the recommendation to the school?
We have an interlocal policy group, essentially. Anytime like a hurricane is going to be coming, you're going to see our executive leadership team. You're going to see myself and Bradley. We'll invite some of the leadership from the municipalities in the school system, Onwassa, Duke, Jones, Onslow. Those groups will all come together, like in Hurricane Florence and previous hurricanes, and sort of we'll talk through our concerns. We operate shelters, so we have a few different things that obviously we have to be in lockstep with the school system on some of that stuff. So, that's why they're an important partner to us, because they're going to tell us sort of what their thoughts are and what they were thinking. It's a really coordinated effort, I think, to make those decisions. They're hard decisions to make. Obviously, you don't want to disrupt people's lives, but at some point you do have to kind of pull that card out and start closing some things down. We never want to close the school systems, but again, being great partners, the school functions as a lot of our disaster shelters. So them closing helps us open up those evacuation shelters for the citizens.
I would imagine hurricanes are more predictable than snowstorms.
They are.
You could get into a lot of trouble when you start closing schools and there's no snow, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. We've seen that happen.
So I know that's always a tough call.
It is, it's really disruptive to the kids to be out of school. I was a kid once. I loved when they closed school, and I got to stay home. I grew up in the mountains, so I grew up with a lot of snow. But it is a disruption to their normal cycles, which then will disrupt sort of the parents who, work jobs and are, they're used to the kids going to be in school and I'm going to go work my job. So it's a real ripple effect that sort of everybody has to take into account to make those decisions. With the school system, ultimately the school system is the one who will make that decision.
People don't understand that just because it might not snow a lot, but there are some roads that are impassable when it snows a quarter of an inch.
Right.
And you've got kids living down those roads. You can't send a school bus down these roads. Otherwise, you risk a whole lot. And I don't think you can close off just the kids who go into that school. It has to be a countywide thing. They can't just close part of the county.
Well, and most of the time with a snowstorm, if they're looking at closing schools, then we're pretty much looking at countywide impacts at that point. Much like what we had this January. We grew up in the mountains. Every truck that the Department of Transportation had was outfitted to be a snowplow, and it happens once every 5 to 10 years in Onslow County. So the state has to justify having all of those snow plows and buckets and tons and tons of salt.
Away before they're needed.
So, they do not have the capabilities that, say, Western North Carolina would have to clear those. So it's going to take them a little longer to do some of that road clearing. And we have a lot of road miles in Onslow County.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do.
So, yeah.
Let me say that you two make a good team, and I'll tell you why. While you're answering a whole lot of questions, Bradley's over here taking a lot of phone calls, a lot of questions. Director,
Yes.
we have this going on, director. So Stacy's rolling that along, and Bradley's doing his
Good
bit, and
teamwork. Good
that makes a
teamwork.
good team. Obviously,
Well, let's get personal about this. Dr. Kinlaw, what made you want to go into this line of work?
Well, it started I'm a third generation firefighter, which got me into the business very, very young. I was riding in fire trucks at 4 and 5 years old.
Started driving at 8.
Well, I lived in a very rural community, and you're not far off.
That's right.
We were, farming community and tractors and hauling tobacco and all that, and the big 2-ton trucks at
12, 13 years
13,
old.
absolutely.
I know, I did it too.
So that that just kind of got me in the door, and from there, I got interested in EMS, of course, and emergency management, and spent a lot of time in dispatch. That was during college. That's where I hung out at night, was in dispatch center. Because back in Bladen, and
You were a geek.
yeah, and back in Bladen in the 90s,
Me
it was
too.
a one-person dispatcher. There was only one person at night. So it was, they enjoyed the company, and I was a college kid. I needed something to do to stay out of trouble. So I was
Twice to do it.
Yeah. So anyway, that just kind of led me into, I started taking my vacation and from my primary job after college to start getting some certifications and some training, and finally went back to college to
Very nice.
focus on emergency services, and here we are.
Now you have no.
Is this your first time as a director, or you had
No.
previous experience in Bladen
Yeah,
as a director?
I started in 2009 as a director there.
Wow.
So back then, you spent your vacations to learn how to not have vacations.
Right.
Because
Absolutely. But it's just been a great career, and we've just been just seen a lot of things, and every time we go through a disaster, it just helps us become better and better
Right.
at what we do. I think because we take, we do an after action review of all our major events, and I always have, and try to truly put those lessons learned to use the next time we go into another similar event. We take that part seriously to try to always continue to better ourselves.
Very good. Stacy, you're in the hot seat now.
I started in emergency services as a paramedic, and sort of post 9/11, we really started getting introduced to a lot of the terrorism training and training for responding to sort of terrorism events and some of those hazards. And for me, I was working on my degree at the time, but for me, I think I realized there was this whole back end side to the response. There's the front end where you actually get in the truck, you drive to the scene, and you do the things. But there's a whole lot that goes on behind that. And that sort of piqued my interest. And kind of like Bradley, I started taking vacations to go to training classes across the state and learn more about sort of that back end planning. And then I, was finishing up my degree at UNCW and sort of rolled right into a degree at Western Carolina for my emergency management. And I think probably the first class I took in emergency management, I thought, oh, this is my gig. Like, this is what I love, and enjoyed my degree. I did an internship the entire 2 years I was working on that degree, and really just realized, I think, I found my passion. Like, I've been blessed for the last 15 years that I get to do a job that I enjoy as much as I do. So
Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Wonderful.
Well, I'm glad to have both of you on board here. Stacy, we've known for a while, though this was the first time I think we've met person to person. Maybe at a club meeting.
yeah, at a club meeting
Yeah.
once or twice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But first time we've had a chance to chat for a while.
We're looking forward to having you back to the
We're
UC.
so looking forward to it. So what's for breakfast?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss the opportunity for breakfast.
Yeah,
I heard that they're gonna supply everybody with donuts.
we know the donut king.
Welcome to the EOC. We have donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some MREs there. We could probably.
I got some of those too somewhere.
I'll
But you
have
know what my
it.
definition of an MRE today is? A pack of yellow square nabs.
Yes.
Meal ready to eat. It is. I always have them on a boat.
I'm sure both of you have had your share of those, right?
The next time in your visit, you'll have cookies or donuts.
Awesome.
Okay.
Or both.
Well, the cookies will be homemade. The donuts will be.
Yeah.
Very
Anyway,
good.
thank you both for coming in. We'd like to
Thank you
make
for
this on a
what
regular, not a regular, but as something is coming up, or if we got questions. An event is coming up, some kind of an issue happening. I know you guys were at National Night Out in October this year.
Yes, sir.
You'll be involved in that. So that's always a great event. So anytime you have something, call us, let us know, and we'll get you in here right away. If you're
Right.
going to some scene and the traffic is horrendous, you've got a massive car buildup between 7 and 9 in the morning, you need to tell people. We reach a lot of people and to tell them to stay home or take another route.
Yes, sir.
Yes, provide that information to us. We've asked a lot of folks to do it. We have callers who tell us, and we have to weigh them with my common sense about what they really mean. What
Yeah, you have to be
happened 3 hours?
careful.
I passed it 3 hours ago, but it was a bad wreck.
Yeah, that's where you need a video call option as well.
That's right.
So,
Oh, wow.
anything we can do, we'll get it out there too for you.
Good. Thank y'all
Thank
for
you.
having
So let
us.
us know.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for coming
much.
in.
So you're going to welcome us on the 6th?
I may be there. Yes.
Would be good.
Yes. Just make sure everything's up and running the way it should
That would
be for
good.
you all.
And Bradley, you're encouraged to join our club while you're here.
Sir.
It's just the 6th. We got the next meeting, so come on in and meet some of these clowns if you got a chance.
Absolutely.
I get to call hams clowns because we are. You didn't have a club in Bladen County, I don't think, did you?
They did. Yes,
Did
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, they met monthly and they supported us.
Good.
We're very thankful for them. And
Good.
we definitely did not make it through Hurricane Matthew without ham radio community.
That was an event too.
Yeah. And what we found, we ended up with CB radios because not everybody had, we didn't have hams everywhere. So CB
Yeah.
radio
Yeah, well,
was our final option of communication. So
anything is better than nothing.
Absolutely.
But,
when you have nothing,
when you have nothing. So, anyway, we're going better. We got better.
absolutely.
And we got 75 licensed hams in Oslo County.
That's good.
No, we got 450. We got about 75 active here that I know about. So that's pretty good
That's
coverage.
great.
Soon to be one more.
Yeah, at least we got several taking the test.
The pressure's been on.
She's so confident she's already bought a radio.
Oh, good.
And by the way, you can buy these radios that cover
Yes.
all sorts of bands. You don't have, I was going to ask you too, you don't have a
Pressure.
Marine band in your 911, do you? Do you have the Marine VHF band at dispatch 911?
Yes, sir.
That you have access to that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
I know at one time you could, but that's always kind of important because somebody calls 911 and they say, I'm out here in the boat. Well, you know what? We need to help you and get some other help on there. All right. Very good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We
Thank
do
y'all.
appreciate your time.
We had a
Thank you.
blessed weekend.
I'm going to send Stacy the links to all this today,
That would-
and she can share with you.
Okay, good.
And that way you can go back and
You can
watch
go back
it.
and look at it because we're on
Yeah.
Facebook and YouTube. It's recorded.
Darn, I wish I had worn
In
red
those loops.
instead.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
we reach a lot more people than we reach page 7 and 9.
May want to wear sunglasses. One of our listeners said there's a glare when I sit over here.
I told you there's a
Yeah, I know,
there's
I
a
forgot
cover
to
there
wear
for
it.
you. You can put it. We have critics, as you can imagine.
But they're all in fun.
They are definitely in fun. Okay, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Y'all be
very
safe.
much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
Take care.
coming in. We
Have a great
appreciate you, and we appreciate what you do.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I
I'll send you
know, I
that.
know everybody carrying a badge out there appreciates 911.
Yes, thank you. Have a great weekend, and I hope things are calm. I'm not saying the other word.
Yeah, please.
No, I learned that a long time ago.
No.
Bye. Have a good one.
Gordon and Bradley Kimball. the
We have such
new
great
directors.
leadership in our
We
county, don't
have
we?
such good people.
Yes,
The
we
folks
do.
don't even know what goes on behind the scenes. How big an organization like, oh, they got EOC, you got emergency management. You don't know how
Mhm.
impressive those organizations are when they
Yeah.
come on. They come on
Yeah.
strong. So I appreciate them, and you know, when, obviously in the past, the dispatchers were my heroes. So when we talk about sometimes emergency first responders, they are ahead of the first responders. Have you ever thought about it? A dispatcher, 911, what is your emergency? You are ahead of the first responders when you answer that phone
That's right.
with the public out there. These guys are the unsung heroes, and you just can't not imagine what they do, the training they go through,
Yeah.
and the stress, the absolute stress that they have to deal with every day.
I can attest to it from last Saturday afternoon's events at the
Well, we
church.
should
Yeah,
ask
calls
them
will
about
do.
that.
You
Did y'all
caused that
get?
stress.
Hey, we should have said, did y'all get that on video?
Yeah. People have asked me.
Please tell me you did.
I was busy.
You were wrapped up, tied down.
Okay. Hey, where is your
Yeah,
protection?
really. No, I highest respect for what those people do, and for the responsibility that they take on to keep us all safe
Yeah.
and informed.
Mhm.
And I mean, my hat's off to them. They're such great people.
And they can use our support and our help.
That's right. And that's the kind of job. It's not an 8 to 5 Monday through Friday
Oh,
job.
no.
It's a 24/7.
Yeah.
And especially being in the deputy director and the director's seat,
Hey, boss, you need to come in here. We
Yeah.
got something brewing. Oh, yeah.
really, and just think about when we do have storms that are threatening our air, they're there at the EOC 24/7.
Uh-huh.
And they give up a lot of their personal time to keep us safe and keep us informed. So,
They do not have
Much
personal
respect.
time anymore.
yeah,
You get it
much
up when you take a
respect.
job.
I came close because I know you're getting ready to do the weather, Rayford and Lee. I was going to ask them about next week's snowstorm, but these temperatures we're going to get.
You mean that blizzard that we're supposed to get?
Yeah.
Which one of the
Chris.
models were you looking at? Where are the? I mean, good gracious, these guys are predicting Miami getting hit by a hurricane that's already passed us.
Yeah, I know. I was kidding, but I was thinking of Lee yesterday when I saw the weather and going across that. I go, yeah, the words I'm going to miss next week from Lee are the heat index is.
You're so hung up on the heat index. I'm right now enjoying this pre-fall weather.
Lee came in wearing a sweatshirt this morning.
No, it's long sleeves, but I
Same
always wear
thing.
long sleeves
That's
in
a
here.
that's a pre-sweatshirt, right?
That's football.
That's my Cardinal shirt that we were all going to wear this morning.
All of us wouldn't fit in it.
Oh my
at the same
gosh.
time.
Real quick, I have some breaking news. Actually, it's
pun
not breaking
intended.
anymore, but courtesy of Jack Bright. And he said that a man broke the glass of the Superior Courthouse. I guess it would be the doors. And broke in
When?
sometime during the morning, early hours. I don't know if it was a glass or a door, but he broke glass and gained entry into the Superior Courthouse. Nothing was missing. The suspect is in custody and is currently visiting the Onslow County Jail. So,
I would request a change of venue if I was him before I go to court.
there's a lot going on at the courthouse the
He was
last
looking for
24
an alligator.
hours.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the gator coming to court.
You know what my story would be?
What?
The gator got loose and he was chasing me. Only access I had to seek safety somewhere. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not going to tell you my first thought, but I know that there was someone that attended the county commissioners meeting Monday night that got really, really upset over the fact that underneath the Great Seal of North Carolina, inside the courthouse, it says, "In God We Trust," and threw a fit. So that was my first thought. I'm like, oh, are they mad about that?
Tell her to go see the man about it.
I mean, we do all need to put our trust into the good Lord, because I'll tell you what, you're going into the courthouse, it's usually never good news.
No.
Well, it can be good news.
It could be, but you
I
could
used to have I saw a lot of good news in the courthouse. Guilty. Yep.
You're on the
Yeah.
right side.
because in your book, everyone is guilty until proven innocent.
No, they're not. I believe everybody's innocent until they can prove themselves innocent.
Mhm. Anyway, okay, so
Ed,
can we go boating this weekend?
yeah. You want to ride the waves, do you?
Sure.
It's going to get better.
Yes, and that's Kathy.
We better talk to Kathy because she's a Marine and she might come after me if I don't bot her up. Hey, Kathy, what's up?
That's right. Hoorah, hoorah. How y'all doing on this beautiful Friday?
It's
Doing just
Friday.
wonderful.
It's Friday, yes.
It's Friday.
It's football Friday.
Thank
It's
goodness.
football Friday. Well, I had my football Thursday, so Panthers got beat.
I watched that
Did you enjoy it?
up till the last quarter.
Are you a
God.
Panther fan?
Well, as the Panthers are playing, yes. North Carolina team.
Well, I used to until they had one quarterback in there that kind of ruined it for me. But
Oh yeah.
But anyhow, I'm calling in because I have a gripe about. It's not really about our DOT locally. A friend of mine had me take something off of her plate, and it was to get some potholes filled up in the roads that they have down off of Old 30. Now these are not potholes, okay? These are like little ponds that you have to drive in people's yards to get around. So I had made a call to the DOT, and they told me, they said there was nothing they could do because that road did not exist. I said,
Right.
excuse me? They said it is not on the map. It's not a residential road. I said, there's houses on it. How can it not be a residential road? So they blew me off. So, of course, you know what I did? Tried to get a hold of our senator. Couldn't do that. So I went to the House of Representatives. So, and they got me in touch with a man at the state DOT. And he was working on things. And next thing I know, a politician got involved. And the whole thing just went to crap in a handbag. So now I get to be on the phone today again, starting this whole ball of situation rolling all over again because I'm not kidding you. It's like playing Frogger, going down the road. So
Okay, it's not Old 30, is that correct?
Old 30.
It is.
Well,
no,
No,
Yeah, Pine Green.
the road in question, is it Old 30 that's the problem or one of the roads that runs off Old 30?
It runs off of Old 30.
Okay, what's the
It's
road name? What do you know the name of the road?
It's Cardinal.
I don't think
Road
it's
and
state
Cardinal
maintained.
Place.
I know
It's probably
exactly
not
where you're
state
talking
maintained.
about. And it's not state
Well-
maintained.
Well, according to the guy at the state, he said that he was going to get a hold of the locals down here and that when he looked at it, that those two roads alone were due to have the gravel, the cheap gravel, stuff put in, and then they were scheduled to be paved over in February, but somehow that got dropped. It got deleted or something. He didn't know what happened, so he said he would get back with me by that Friday. Well, a politician got involved on that Friday,
It's Friday.
and then everything just stopped.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to name the politicians because I think they probably, if they're listening, they probably know who they are.
Maybe it's in progress, and they've just got to get somebody out there with some gravel first.
Well,
Here's
and
one of the things that I suggest that people do, and when you've got potholes in anywhere, I don't care what kind of road it's on, if you get yourself a can of International Orange paint
What?
and spray the paint inside the pothole, don't spray it on the road or the pavement or anything else. Spray it, fill that pothole full of International Orange paint. It will give everybody warning that, first of all, that it's there. Two, it will bring attention to it. And sooner or later,
Good idea.
somebody will get the message, especially if it makes the media.
Kathy, do not listen to any of this.
No, seriously.
Well,
That's the way you
my
do it.
question is, how much is a can of that? Because their potholes are huge. I mean, they're huge.
It'll cost you $1 for a can to spray one pothole. You can probably spray 2 or 3 potholes with it.
Okay, well, I can do that as soon as they dry up. But right now, they're little ponds.
And got to drain the water first.
Drain the pond.
Drain the moat.
Drain the pond. Yep.
Or you can put some
you
little
got school
alligators in it.
starting. Well, that's the problem. You got school starting, and the bus drivers are going to have to maneuver around these things, or they're going to jostle those children, shake their little brains before they ever get to school.
Now, if you notify the school superintendent's office, ask for, I'm not sure who's in charge of transportation, they might bring some attention on the system too by calling DOT. That's about the possibility. If school buses use that road, it could get to be the point that it's too dangerous for the buses to drive it.
They do use that road. I know that because there are children that ride their bikes and have to ride around them. So
In a polite manner, if you call the school system here in Oslo and ask for whoever's in charge of bus transportation.
There you go. Good idea.
There are ways to
Good idea, River.
there are ways to get around stuff.
That sounds like a plan, and I think I will do that. So I'm going to write that down right now, and I'm going to call the school systems and find out who that is.
Now, you want to know the next one? I got 2 of them for you. I'm surprised that Lee hasn't jumped in here. The second one is, does a mail guy deliver down that road?
He does his best, they say. Yeah.
There you go. Call the local
has to
postmaster and have
drive
that person complain.
Oh,
Wait a minute now. I mean, tell me again what the name of the road is.
Cardinal.
Cardinal Road?
Cardinal. It can't be
Cardinal Drive.
Cardinal's in Cardinal Village.
Cardinal Drive and Cardinal Place or Plaza Place. I think it's.
And it's off of Old 30?
30.
Are you sure those aren't
Yeah.
called Carolina? Carolina Drive or Place?
Carolina Drive and Carolina Place. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, Carolina.
Cardinal's in
Yeah,
Cardinal Village.
that's over there in that housing
Yeah,
area.
y'all
over
were in
there.
that Cardinal Red stuff, so it kind of confused me.
Carolina. That's where Tom lives. If you're listening, Tom, let us know. Is that a state maintained road going into your subdivision?
If DOT's planning to put some gravel there and possibly pave it, it's state maintained or state unmaintained.
If it's DOT, yes, I would say so. Yes, and of course, the county commissioners came out with a thing, and Royce was talking about it when he was in here, that they have set aside money to help some of these areas
Yes.
that the state won't touch
Correct.
because they're not state maintained
Forgot what
roads.
they call them, virgin roads or something.
I forget if Royce, if you're listening, call. But the thing about it is, but they have to meet certain standards, and then the county will help work with the people out there to get the road to a certain point where they can apply for state maintenance.
Well,
So-
firstly, you got to get our local DOT to identify that there is actually a road out there because they're saying it does not exist on the map.
Well, it could
But
be,
the state DOT can find it, but local can't.
if it's Carolina Drive, if it's out there off of 030, then I know those are in the system. Those
Yeah.
have been there for years.
Okay, time to
but-
complain. School system and the post office. That'll get it.
Get on the phone.
Don't
Yeah.
get a post
I'm
office.
going to be on the phone to the post office and to the post office.
Yeah,
And anybody else drives down there? Any Uber drivers? Let me know.
I would
See,
notify the volunteer fire department that services that area too and have them call.
Oh, good point.
Y'all just gotta know how to work the system.
I tell you, if it's that bad, the post office will not deliver
That's
mail
what I
down
mean.
there.
It's the word
And
later, they'll
if
stop
it's
it.
state maintained, all you need is a post office to put in a complaint,
That's what I said.
and they'll do it.
I will
But
do
so
that.
I just have to
I
know.
thought
what
you were a
road it is.
Marine.
What?
Ain't
I
you a
am a
Marine?
Marine, but I didn't deal with DOT and
That's
potholes.
not the point. The point is, didn't you ever learn to throw hand grenades?
I don't think
No,
they were
no,
allowed to back
no.
then.
No,
I put in a complaint to
You never had
DOT
to throw hand
a
grenades?
year ago.
no, I
You
didn't
did?
get to. I wanted to, but I didn't get
Well,
to.
come on by sometime. I'll give you one. Oh,
Okay, where we gonna throw that?
Not
you
really.
think?
we'll dig another pothole. No, no,
Yeah,
but-
blow the road up.
Well, since you can't do those, and I can't do those anymore either, verbal grenades work very well.
Yes, they do. I've heard of those. Yeah.
Okay. So go for
The
it.
good old.
Spread it around. Okay.
Yep, I will do that. I'll put the word out there for everybody, and we'll see what we can't do about getting those roads fixed. And let's keep the politicians out of it for the on the local level, because they screw everything all up. So just stay out of it. Let me handle it.
Okay. We'll see. All
I
right.
see.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Kathy.
Have
Take
a great
care.
day.
You
You
too.
too.
But
Oh,
seriously, if you
confused.
look at what are the options are they? So let me think, and you do some thinking.
Mhm.
Who else needs this road besides these poor folks that are living down it? Post office, if you want to get your mail. Fire department, you're going to need them.
Yeah.
And the school system with the buses. Buses are, wait a minute now. What happens if they hit a pothole or the bus driver tries to visit and that driver slides off into a ditch somewhere and you got 37 kids on the bus that are hurt? How's that going to show up on your report?
Yeah. We don't want
See,
anything about that.
y'all need to understand how to do this. Got it?
Good plan.
Hurricane Aaron gone continues to live toward the northeast away from our coast, thank goodness. Significant coastal impacts in the form of very dangerous seas, life-threatening surf, and rip currents still with us. Significant beach erosion has occurred, and areas of overwash will continue through today, and they will gradually go away from here over the weekend. Be careful about the rip currents. I'm not sure how long it's going to be before they stop. They last for a long time. Small craft advisory remains in effect through late Sunday night. Offshore, out to 20 nautical miles today, not a good plan. Northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming northeasterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Seas 5 to 7, 2 to 3 near shore. You know, you could do that near shore if you can get through the inlet. With a storm passing like this, I'm not going to guarantee you, and neither is anyone else, where that channel is going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, where it was last week might not be where it is today.
True.
Big surf, lots of surf like this, they tend to move channels around or close them up. Shallow draft inlets, we're infamous for it. So be careful if you do decide to give it a whirl. Don't be the first. Northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming northeasterly 5 to 10 this afternoon. Seas 5 to 7 feet. Like I say, 2 to 4 near shore. 6 footers, 13-second intervals. They're big waves. Big rollers will make boating kind of treacherous. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop this afternoon. Tomorrow, easterly winds 5 to 10, seas 4 to 6, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers a light chop. Sunday, easterly winds 5 to 10, seas 4 to 6, still hanging around there. 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers a light chop.
Today will be partly sunny with a high near 85. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 66. Saturday, partly sunny with a high near 85. And Sunday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, cloudy with a high near 83.
Wow.
Do you realize I just went through 2 days without saying a chance of storms
Yeah.
before I got
Yeah.
to Sunday?
Yeah.
Yay!
Days after sitting down in hot Alaska last week with President Donald Trump, who's trying to broker a peace deal to stop the war between Russia and Ukraine, a Russian missile targeted a U.S.-owned electronics company in Ukraine. Isn't that sweet?
Hmm.
An American company in Ukraine building electronics and a Russian missile takes it out. It was one of the largest overnight strikes since the war began. More than 600 drones, ballistic and cruise missiles across Ukraine killed one, injured dozens, and destroyed the American-owned company less than an hour from two NATO borders. Ukrainian President Zelensky and the attack said the attack says a lot coming so close on the heels of peace talks. I agree. My opinion. 2 days after Zelensky meets with Trump at the White House, 5 days after the Great Summit in Alaska, where Putin said he supports peace with Ukraine, time to cut all ties with Russia, ban the import of Russian vodka, and send Russia nothing but 2-week-old bread and all the cigarettes without filters they can smoke. It's past time to play games with Putin and whoever his successor might be. Turn to the CIA, turn them loose with lots of money to pass out to any Russian soldier that takes out Putin. How's that? If even one hint of aggressive action towards any U.S. allies is on the table, preventative action should be in order. That would also let Iran, China, and North Korea know that we will not be a pathetic country anymore, afraid of the dying bear any longer. He's on his way out. Why are we so afraid of him? Just for giggles. Anyone stepping up to replace Putin, whenever that time comes, gets one sit down with our president and his war team. War team. Let them put that person on notice that our time of playing games is over. Not even Trump has enough guts to do what needs to be done. Maybe we'll send an unmanned drone over the Kremlin and let it wiggle its wings, perhaps drop a lot of leaflets with the one-finger New York salute on the cover.
Okay.
Well, interesting. The French president or prime minister, he said, hats off to President Trump for trying to do this. He goes, but quite frankly, I don't see Putin doing it. That's what
Putin's a liar.
The leader of France.
Putin's a conniving liar, KGB trained, KGB operative. You wouldn't trust him as far as I can throw everybody in this room at one time.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
It's all over land. Is that basically?
Is it?
That's it.
Ukraine formed its own government, pulled out of there, and you know what? Now Putin can't stand it. He wants it back. That would be his legacy. He put a bunch of people there, 4 years ago? How long has it been? 3 years? 4 years? Whatever it's been since they declared war, or started a war without declaring it, invaded Ukraine. That was going to be his legacy. I took back Ukraine. I did it in 3 weeks. Well, 3 weeks, you got your butt handed to you, buddy. And you've lost 100,000 plus troops now, Russians.
Well, no, the total, yeah.
Ukraine's lost a bunch.
Russia has lost more.
Yes, Russia's lost more than Ukraine.
It's just, in my simple, nice mind, going, this is all over a piece of dirt.
Yeah.
Is what it's basically is, and it's costing people's lives.
And they do not want to be part of you, Putin. They don't want to be part of Russia. They've seen how it works there. Do we have any? Well, here's the problem. Has America built any American people? Americans, have they built any electronic firms in Russia? Oh no, they wouldn't dare. I'm not jazzed, but that we have an electronics firm there. We, as an American, but it is what it is. It's they can do it. They did it.
I think Lee has something. I just saw him draw a drop.
Just like I saw a name, I was like, "Is that the one?" I think the sheriff's office just put out a new incident report. A Jacksonville woman has been arrested after allegedly setting a house on fire while another person was inside. Around 8 a.m. on Tuesday, August 19th, 2025, deputies with the Onslow County Sheriff's Office responded to a residence at 2052 Countrywood Drive following a 911 call reporting a structure fire. Deputies made contact with the homeowner, Deshaun Middleton of Jacksonville, who reported he was asleep when the fire started and awoke to find the home ablaze. Middleton told deputies that he and his girlfriend, Ariel Payton, 25, of Jacksonville, were the only individuals with access to the resident and that both were asleep. Both were inside before he fell asleep. Payton was not on scene when deputies arrived, but later was located and arrested on unrelated outstanding warrants. Middleton sustained minor injuries as a result, and after further investigation, deputies established probable cause to charge Payton in connection with the fire. Payton has been charged with felony malicious use of explosive or incendiary, misdemeanor simple assault ×2.
What's
And
simple assault about setting a house on fire? You're inside.
Yes, second-degree trespassing. She
That's
was
just
issued a
attempted murder.
$43,750 secured bond and is currently being held in the Onslow County Detention Center. Wow.
My. Okay. Oof.
That's setting the home on fire.
Attempted murder. With me in it?
Yeah, simple
If I catch you, it's
assault.
suicide. Your part.
Simple assault ×2. Two charges of misdemeanor simple assault.
Maybe it was for a different offense.
What?
Maybe that was not for the setting the house on fire.
You don't know.
Maybe she had already assaulted her. I don't
If
know.
he was in the residence at the time she set it on fire,
That's not
and he
simple
woke
assault.
up to the home ablaze, the apartment ablaze. But I'm not in the district attorney's office. I don't know how that
I
works.
thought that was first degree arson. Arson is setting fire where somebody's inside.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That just came across, and I was like, "What?"
Unlawful burning is setting a house
Maybe,
on fire. Otherwise,
Wow.
Maybe down the road we could have a magistrate as a guest.
yeah, we need to get
I'm
one.
trying to get a judge in. The problem is finding. Oh, you know what? We have a holiday coming up.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right. All right.
Illegal aliens. Are they so invasive that nary a day goes by that we don't have to talk about them? And they are closer than you might think to us right here. Merely hours from Jacksonville, down in Charleston, South Carolina, a biotech CEO booked an Uber rideshare. I don't know whether you saw this story or saw the pictures. In a lawsuit filed Monday in Charleston County, the TC Biofirm CEO, 45-year-old Brian Cobble, said he suffered a concussion back in April after Uber driver and illegal Russian national, Ultimadiziv Vadim Nikolaevich, who's 42 years old, attacked him in a restaurant parking lot. Last name I can do, the first two, forget about it. Nikolaevich was arrested and released on a $10,000 bond for second-degree assault and battery. That's according to the Charleston County Sheriff's Office. He was later placed on an immigration hold after being detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement down in Georgia. In a new interview, Cobble said the driver appeared to be upset about his service dog. Did not want to let the service dog in the car. When Nikolaevich refused to allow the pet, Cobble asked to cancel the ride. Surveillance footage shows Nikolaevich getting out of the SUV, grabbing Cobble by the throat, then headbutting and punching him, knocking the unconscious CEO and his dog to the ground. Cobble was taken to the hospital with a severe concussion, received 7 staples for a head laceration. Coble's civil suit is against the owners of the Uber franchise. Help me out here. Wait just a minute. Didn't we have a talk about that this week? Uber drivers, taxi driver, whoever, they don't have chauffeur's licenses anymore.
No.
They have commercial driver's licenses, right?
Right.
This is a Russian illegally here in this country. He's an illegal Russian immigrant, alien. So explain to me how he gets a commercial driver's license. Did he come from California, or did they do this in South Carolina? I got questions.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up. One of our sister counties near us, Pitt County,
Okay.
there was a story about a gentleman who had put a sign up in his yard
Oh,
Do you recall? Did you see about that?
I saw
I
it.
did.
I'm trying to
It's
remember what
making social media, and the haters are out there.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and he just, the sign was asking President Trump to make his neighborhood first because a business,
That's right.
a mechanical business, a car mechanic business, has a shop there. And although the owner says, I am a legal resident, the residents of the neighborhood are saying, well, but he's got a lot of
Illegals.
working for him.
Here it is. A North Carolina man who says he's upset about the business next door to his home has put up a sign in his yard asking President Donald Trump to deport people in his neighborhood. And he's got build the wall, deport them all. Trump, start with my neighborhood first. He lives next door to an automotive, aircraft, and boat repair business, Monkey's Garage, owned by Enrique.
Go for it.
Yeah, Garfias. According to WITN, Garfias told them that he was a legal citizen of the United States and that he found the sign offensive since it targeted him.
Oh,
Again, if you're here,
Oh my
you've done
gosh.
all the proper paperwork and you've done everything that
we like you. We really do. We need you.
Deport
We
my
need a lot.
neighbors.
After World War II, we had a whole lot of folks, really smart people. I'm glad we were able to take advantage of their knowledge,
Mhm.
who came here from Germany, believe it or not, legally.
Well, here's the
request
real,
too, but
yeah.
legally.
Here's the real issue. Dietrich, the one with the sign, said that part of the reason he was so upset was because Monkey's Garage was able to operate in a residential neighborhood where he tried years ago to operate a business on the property where Monkey's Garage is, but was told by previous town officials that he couldn't do it because it's a residential neighborhood.
Okay, so this guy.
So we see.
we got he's got a beef with the city of Greenville
Right.
or the county of Pitt, whichever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that he could follow a restraining order. He could I'd follow suit against him. See if they couldn't get that stopped.
The garage owner?
He can't operate a business there. If he's operating a business and not legally entitled to operate a business there, then it needs to be shuttered.
Well, so the story is just like the story of the Hotel L in Little Washington. It's more, now that's become a political thing and not so much like how many heads did we count in your establishment last night? The owner is running against the mayor who's running for re-election, which the mayor got one of the town police officers to unauthorized to go watch the place.
That's illegal.
So and I think this story with Dietrich and Pitkin, I think you're going to find out is people do crazy things.
Uh-huh.
Crazy things.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mentioned this because Rafe, you brought up the bus situation on that road that Kathy had called. On Monday, folks, school buses in Onslow County will be rolling. It's a happy day for some, unhappy for some, like the students.
Most of
them. But the big important thing is the buses will be rolling. And
slow down.
That's right.
Slow down.
Please slow down.
Remember not to pass a school bus that has their stop sign out.
It's the same penalty, or it was same number of points, same penalty as driving while impaired. You pass a stop school bus, it used to be 12 points. I don't know what it is now, but that was the same thing that they gave it for DWI, DUI in the days. It is a dangerous. Why not just go down the road and start shooting straight up around a school bus or near a school? It's dangerous, folks.
Right.
I drove a school bus. Well, I got one. She passed me, and she got mad as fire because I got her license plate, and I had to go to JP court with her, justice at the peace court.
The other thing I think people need to worry about, be concerned this: the school buses roll early.
Yes.
When I left the house this morning to come to the studios, it was still dark, and we're going to have children standing out there.
There are some buses in
That's
Onslow County that are rolling before 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the school system is still looking for people to apply to work as a school bus driver.
I
So
think that's what I'll do again.
last year they had a lot of shortages. They were having to double up on routes.
Yep.
They were having to fluctuate the times of different, like
So
your
that's
elementary.
that's one of the reasons they have to leave early. Some of the buses are on the road before 6:00 in the
Right.
morning. It's because they have to make double runs.
Mhm.
That's right.
Now, drivers of cars and trucks,
Mhm.
ladies, I'll go with you first because it's always ladies first. Put your blasted lipstick on before you leave.
What does that
home.
mean?
Just hold your horses. Put your lipstick on before you go home. Do your makeup, comb your freaking hair. Gentlemen, quit shaving in the car on your way to work.
Thank you for adding
Leave
that,
that.
guys.
I said ladies first. Gentlemen, you're last. Do not shave. Leave that stupid thing because you got to look in the mirror. You got to use one hand and do that. That cell phone, put it in the back seat. Put it in the trunk of your car. Why don't you consider it a machine gun? Put it in the trunk of your car so you don't pull it out.
Right.
It's deadlier than a machine gun, than any machine gun in this country today. And those cell phones have been responsible, the idiots using them, for more deaths than machine guns and the idiots using them any given year.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
It's sad.
It is sad.
It's,
Cell phones. The
Right.
illegal use of them while you're driving down the highway and texting away has ended up with more people dying while you do that than a man with a machine gun. And all of the machine guns owned by people in this country have caused in any given year.
Well, let's just do this to solve all the issues. Leave 5 minutes earlier than you normally do. So if you have to sit behind a school bus for what, 60, 90 seconds,
mhm.
you still have almost 4 more minutes to make up for it.
It's not that they will pass them deliberately it's that they're not paying attention when they're usually coming from the opposite direction. Or when the bus is stopped alongside the road on the right-hand lane. They'll go by them in the left lane, just like this. Doesn't matter. Got a stop sign, got these big old red lights. You got stuff out there.
I actually, when I start seeing the yellow,
Yeah.
because they flash
It's
yellow
time to
first
stop.
before, that's when I've already slowed down. I'm not even going to think about trying to beat
Yeah.
those yellow
And
lights.
I've noticed a lot of school bus drivers, if they see oncoming traffic
Mhm.
and they're getting ready to stop, they will actually slow down and just put on their caution lights before they actually throw the bar out there to let that traffic by first before they do it.
Here-
I've seen them do it. It's very nice.
Here's the problem with other people. This is what I don't like about those flashing yellow lights. When they're approaching their stop, they're coming up. I'm on a 2-lane road. I'm coming along. I got my pickup. The kids are standing on the other side of the road where they should be,
Right.
Mhm.
not crossing except under protection. Kids at first grade, second grade, third grade, through the teenage years, they will be playing games of the teenage years. They're standing over there. They see the bus coming. They see the yellow lights on the bus. They cross the road. Cars are coming straight at them.
Right.
That's what I don't like about the yellow lights. I think the white lights on the front of the side of that bus, they should all be flashing red. Personally, anything visible from front end, stop your dang car.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents worth.
Yeah, it doesn't take that much longer. Just everybody just think of the children. Think of
Yeah.
the children.
Think of the
be
damage
your
that you're going
child.
to do to yourself, to the
Mhm.
families of other people. Just think about how you just will ruin a
Right.
family's life. And it goes way beyond that. The community, the whole area, the school where that kid goes to school.
Mhm.
Think about the damage that you do.
Just think. Yeah, there you go. There's an idea.
Just the
Think.
bottom line.
Think. And you two think about this. In 10 hours, you're going to be sitting in Cardinal Stadium. You're going to be eating popcorn because you like it salty, and Lee likes it buttery. That's what
I
you-
have.
And we'll be
I
there
have no
before then
preference.
because I usually
Okay.
get there about 6:00.
Yep, we do.
Game
Yeah.
time, by the way, is at 7.
That's right.
And get there early enough and have a really good time.
Right.
Meet and greet and see some of the people.
Smarty.
See some of the people from last year.
Right.
And you know, there's lots of stuff you can do at the game beforehand. So get out there and have some fun.
Yeah.
Meet your neighbors.
Right.
And if you got some neighbors next door to you right now, go next door and say, Marty, why don't you come to the game tonight?
If I was going to a game, it wouldn't be that one.
He's going to
It'd be the
Richland.
one across the
Across
city
the
with the better team, the blue and gold against the orange and black.
Oh,
you mean
he's going to Richland's Southwest.
Southwest. But
Yeah.
Marty, I mean, the Daily News only called for Southwest to beat your team. What you going to do about it?
Ooh.
He don't know nothing. He just writes stuff. I can do that. He's just like a weatherman.
Okay,
Well, when
it's
he-
on now.
Yeah. So we got, and then there's another blue and gold team playing a gold and green team, White Oak and Northside.
Yeah.
We have some good games this weekend.
Y'all have something to do tonight. If you want to go to a ball game, go online, get your tickets. I think you have to.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Because you can't go to the school, do you? They used to sell them at the school.
Yeah. I think the school refers you to their school site and you buy them online
Yeah.
there.
Okay. So you can go online. We just want to know how to buy tickets. You just Google it. You'll find it.
So, Marty,
What you call it about?
who you picking?
Who I'm picking? I want it to be 4 straight and more. I mean, every year it goes by right now, they're pulling their hair out of it there. I love it.
Yeah, for so long, Southwest had just whooped up on Richlands pretty bad, and you were in mourning. I know that for a long time, more so than when the Cowboys were losing, but
Marty's a Cowboy fan?
was.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean was?
I don't know.
Marty,
whether
we'll have a
it's still
talk
is or not.
Monday.
No, I still am.
Okay.
I'm the harshest critic now. I'm telling you that.
He's a
You don't think I hate him.
He's a quiet
Well, the
Cowboys fan.
Panthers lost last night. So did the Yankees. So
Yeah,
Well,
the Yankees I'm concerned
don't
about.
start, Marty. Don't start.
Yeah, the Yankees I'm
Hey, the
worried.
Panthers are
Don't
playing the
matter.
Yankees?
No. Yeah, two different
that would
sports.
be funny.
But no, the Yankees, that concerns me. The Panthers, I can't wait till they move back to. They really are a South Carolina team. They just play in North
Well,
Carolina.
you know what? And the Economist is doing a survey right now and a study to see if we can bring a Major League Baseball team to North Carolina, if North Carolina could support one. And of course, they're talking Charlotte already. So,
Of course.
but yeah, we may get. They're looking at getting us our own Major League Baseball team.
Not gonna happen.
Rayford, last week you asked me some questions about how was I ever hurt on the football field, and of course I said no. I forgot to even mention this. I've been hurt more on this stupid bicycle in the last few years than ever got hurt on the football field.
Yeah, there's been a few EMS calls involving you, and a few calls to repair bicycles involving you.
Not a fault of my own, because I never fell on my own. I had other people to help me. That's why I ride by myself.
What were you taking, riders or something?
Well, people want to get all too close to me. They don't do it no more.
Share the road.
You know, yeah. Did you ever see any of those movies about the chariot races in the Roman times?
Yes.
You know, those little spokes that would come out from the sides. You need some of
That's what I
that.
need.
There you go. Have them about 2 feet on either side of your wheels. You take care of that.
Fire shoots out.
See, I got a way to help you, Marty. Just ask me.
Right. Now to change the subject, one of the reasons I called is PSA Monday. If you're going by White Oak High School, them lights blink all year round. So for the last 3 months, it don't mean nothing to nobody. But I'm telling you, Monday, you better slow your butt down to 35 or less.
Yep.
Because they'll be sitting there getting you.
Good point,
I
Marty.
make so many people mad through the school year because I go 34.
There you go.
People trying to run me over.
I'll tell you, that is one of the things that law enforcement, by and large, you know, you got somebody on the interstate running 65 in a 60 zone or 70 in a 65 zone or whatever like that. Law enforcement looks at them, and as long as you're not passing them,
Mm-hmm.
you're generally okay. In a school zone, when they catch you, you got about a 1 mile per hour tolerance. That's going to be about it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people. I just say, I look at them, they can't get by me. And when we get on the other side of White Oak High School, there's cops sitting right there. And I look at them, I say
Say thank you.
Then I blow them a kiss and they give me the finger.
Oh, poor baby. You're used to it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's.
I know some neighbors like that.
Oh, yeah. Me too. Which ones? Over there across from the Piney Green Road, the other side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really speed in a school zone. Y'all do need to slow down, and don't get mad at the popo when they pull you over. Say, well, he was doing it. Say, but I didn't catch him. I got you. I don't need to catch him. I got you. And while I'm sitting here writing you a ticket, I'm deterring a lot of other people from doing this. Me and my blues are important deterrents.
I just want to mention to the parents, it's the first day, so be a little patient when you're waiting for the school bus to come get your children and then bringing them home.
Right.
They're going to take their time. They're going to get them home safe
Yeah.
and picked up safe.
Yep. And, it's new time. You may have a bus driver that's a new route. If they do like they did in years gone by, we always went out the week before, pick up the buses, take them out. We would run our routes a couple times.
Yeah.
Just so we know
Seen them
where
out
they
there.
were. And if anything has changed since the previous year, if we were a multi-year driver, you got to know where you can turn around. Not go down on dead end roads. You got to have a place to turn around.
You betcha.
Right.
And I had two of them.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't
All right.
forget schools.
Marty, you have fun out there, sir.
I
Careful.
will.
Keep between the
Hey,
lines.
another thing, I'm not going to that football game tonight because I ain't going to give them any of my money over there.
Why?
All right.
Because it's at the wrong place.
Oh, I got you. They're going to be playing at Southwest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we go to Southwest. I enjoy it. It's always fun.
No, I see what he's saying.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Marty.
Bye.
Oh, it's Kathy.
Uh-oh. Kathy's got an
There's gonna be
updated
an
report.
update.
The sheriff is not coming to get you, is he, Kathy?
Huh?
Wrong phone. No, there you are. I had the wrong.
Around.
I pushed the wrong button up there.
Oh,
Now you're with us.
I don't know.
okay. I felt like a deck of cards being shuffled around. I started with the school transportation. They said that I needed to call the state DOT, and they gave. But then I said, "Well, don't you have a transportation department?" So they gave me that number. Nobody answered that, so I had to leave a message.
Huh. Okay.
So then I called the postal, and the postal system did not answer the phone. Transportation. So I called the state, and the state said they are aware of the situation on Carolina Drive, but they will not service the one on Carolina Place.
Been saying, do you have something in the background playing?
Yeah, she's got the computer playing.
Oh, yes, I do. Hang on.
Yeah, I hear a delay.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it proved to be fruitless. So you just have to leave messages everywhere and hopefully somebody calls, which the likelihood on a Friday was probably about near to none. But when the state, that girl told me up there, is not what Nancy, who is one of the people up there in the state, told me. She said they will take care of the main road, which is Carolina Drive, but the off-side road, the side street, where the main potholes are, they won't touch because they don't own them.
I did talk to a resident.
That's what I told her. I said, what if a school bus goes down that road? I said, what if the postal system goes down that road? What if the emergency rescue squad goes down that road? Ma'am, it doesn't matter. We don't maintain those roads.
That's right.
I'm like, okay,
Well,
who does?
nobody does. But the county does have some funds there, like we were talking about, for roads that are not maintained by the state. There is some money there that they can help out with that.
Well, I just talked
She
to
said
somebody.
It's a 5-year plan, and they can they go out and they look at it and it's bad enough. But she said, you got to understand there are roads a lot worse than what you're recording. I'm like, ma'am, these are like ponds.
Lee,
I'm telling you, there are roads that are worse than that.
Lee
But she
talked.
said, but we have a 5-year plan, and sometimes you can be moved up, or sometimes your roads get moved back.
Lee talked to Lee talked to somebody.
that lives right over there, and he says some of the roads going in are state maintained, other roads in that subdivision are not state maintained, and that's the problem. And that's why the county now is changing the way they do businesses, with approving developers to build areas. They're going to hold them to a higher standard and stricter regulations, like you're going to have those roads maintained or either applied to the state, because this has happened. It is all over the county. It's not just over there in Carolina Estates. There's roads that are really, really super bad. As far as the post office, the only way the post office really gets involved is if that one side road that's not state maintained, and like you said, it's full of ponds, if it's impassable, they will not go down there and deliver the mail.
Too dangerous.
Yeah, it's too dangerous. I mean, why do you want to put your car in a pothole? So, then the people there can and make a complaint, and the post office can help back them up. Yeah, we're not going down that road. It's impassable. So that's unfortunately, or like back in the day with a lot of these developers, just like based in estates there off of Gumberland Road.
Yeah.
Those roads, the main road going in was state maintained, but all the side roads weren't, and they got really super bad.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
it's absolutely insane
Yes.
how the whole system works. Because like I said, I was there in that area yesterday, and I watched the postman, and he drove around into the grass, around the pond to
Right.
get to the next house.
Well, he's probably doing what he really shouldn't be doing, but at least they're getting their mail. I would make them move all their
Right.
boxes to the front of the road
Yeah.
and service them from there.
Well, keep up the good fight.
It's sad that it has to be that
You
way.
go, girl. You
Keep
go,
up the
girl.
fight.
Yeah, you can also get some petition, start a petition and get those folks on all these roads that are affected. Write up a nice petition that you would like the state of North Carolina to consider taking over this road and then go state the reasons why.
Right.
School buses have to go down there. There are so many kids out there that do this, and the buses are in peril when they do this. And we're concerned about the post office not delivering our mail down here when the roads are not very passable. You can do this is the reason why we would like the state of North Carolina Department of Transportation to consider
Right.
bringing this road under the state plan.
Well, everyone that lives on the road has to sign an agreement that they will keep the road up, and that has to be on file, and you have to do that. And that's part of the step in getting it state maintained.
What do you mean keep the road up?
How do you?
In other words,
Still?
yeah, I mean, it's going to be up to the residents of that road to fix the road themselves and sign an agreement with the state. Yeah,
to bring it up to
To bring
to
standards.
bring it up.
Oh yeah,
in order,
that's not
right.
to maintain it. That's to bring it up to standards before the state will take it over.
And see, and getting the state to take over roads these days is really kind of hard. But I mean, it can be done, but you're talking about a long process.
Oh my gosh.
Just
Well,
keep the faith.
I'm going to continue to fight.
Yep.
But,
All right,
Good
you
luck.
go, girl.
yep, we'll see what happens. I'll keep y'all posted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks.
have a great
Have
weekend.
a good Friday.
Good show.
Okay, good input. Good guess. Great guess. Great input and all sorts of
Yes.
cool stuff like this. Okay. I guess Trump's efforts to curb violence and crime in Washington is working.
They
However,
go
some business
worse.
people who cater to the people that he's having locked up, they don't like it.
Yeah.
Their businesses are suffering. I'm sorry. If your business people, the people coming to your business are crooks, you ought to be happy they're not there because
We
they're
did-
probably stealing your blind.
We didn't get a chance to talk about it today, but maybe Monday, if we get time, we can talk about Cracker Barrel and the stupidity of them changing their sign to make it just say Cracker Barrel. They took off the fella sitting in the rocking chair. There's been uproar over it because people accuse Cracker Barrel being woke. I mean, I don't see why.
What's the rocking chair got to do with it?
They took everything off the sign, and so now it just says Cracker Barrel. In the past, it's always said said Cracker Barrel, had a picture of a man sitting in a rocking chair,
understand.
which I thought was cool. But, I've never really paid attention to the sign anyway.
Me neither.
I mean, I go to Cracker Barrel is to eat, but because of changing the logo, they lost almost $100 million in market value in 24 hours.
They blamed it on something.
Well, people are trying to say that the new CEO has gone woke and that Cracker Barrel's trying to go woke. I mean,
By changing a sign?
yes.
Huh.
I don't see it as that. I mean, I don't care about the sign. I don't ever
They still
really
got the same
look at the
food?
sign. I just go to eat.
Have they changed the menu?
Not that I know of.
Have they still got the old antique guns in there?
As far as I know, everything else, they're updating their stuff. They're updating the restaurants.
See,
They're putting in new
if
lighting
they
and stuff like
you know,
that.
it's up to them. It's a private business. They can do what they want to do. But if I was in their shoes, I probably would like to cater to the people that have been reliably coming to my business.
Well, I like the old sign. It's got that homey type feeling to
I
it.
don't know.
But because they changed it and it just says Cracker Barrel with no pictures on it, what's the big deal? I don't get it.
Whatever. Okay, we'll see you Monday morning. Who do we have Monday?
And no at this moment.
Nobody.
Just us.
Working on some guests for next week.
We need our school superintendent. School's coming in.
Won't be Monday.
Why not? He could
It's first day of school.
He could take calls right here.
I don't know. Maybe I can get Michael Watley to call in because today is his last day as the Republican National Committee chair. So
We'll call him and tell him, but I'm disappointed that he had promised to call in 2 years ago and he hasn't done it yet.
yeah, we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all know.
Go Cards.
Till I say his name, you're like, oh, yeah, go Cardinals.
Oh, well, if he won't live up to a promise that he made us, why would I think he would live up to a promise he'd make to run for senator?
Well, good luck all the high school football teams tonight.
Well, not good luck to all of them. I wish nothing but bad luck
To West
Carteret.
Let me rephrase it. Good luck to all the high school football teams that are not playing the Cardinals.
There you go.
Okay. See y'all at the ball game.
You're live and look. Come on and say hi to us. We'll be wearing red. We'll be up there probably near the top of the first bleachers that we can get to as we walk in.
Yeah, on the right.
If they
up
don't
there at
kick
the
us
top.
out first.
Yeah.
You know how Lee is. We'll see you Monday morning. You're live and local. Real Talk. We're awake, not woke, and there ain't no hurricanes this weekend. Bye.
See.